Hello, I am Liam with Troop 74.
And I'm Sean from Troop 74.
We would like to introduce our guest that will speak about Hinduism and the Seventh Commandment.
Rajiv is a computer engineer and has been living in the USA for 25 years. His son Mohit is a Life Scout, and Rajiv has been associated with Scouting for over 13 years.
Keaton was born and brought up in India and has lived in Southern California for 16 years. He is a chemical engineer by profession, has 2 children, and his son Abhi is a Star Scout of Troop 693.
Namaste everyone. Thank you all for inviting us back with you all on this divine journey of 10 Commandments. This year is a little different because of COVID-19. We haven't been able to be with you in person, but we are really happy to be with you. My name is Ketan Prajapati. I'm a practicing Hindu, and my son Abhi, he is a Star Scout with Troop 693.
My name is Rajiv, and my son Mohit is a Life Scout in Troop 693. I have been associated with Scouting for over 12 years. On behalf of over 1 billion practicing Hindus living in India, we greet you and salute you. We will briefly talk first about Hinduism. Hinduism originated in the Indian subcontinent. There is no initiator of Hinduism. We also call it Sanatana Dharma, or eternal path or law. It is simply your duty of doing what is right. It is like a virtuous way of living life. It is a law of nature. It is something different than a traditional religion. Hinduism is the oldest practicing religion, and it has the 3rd largest following in the world.
The oldest surviving Hindu text, which is Rig Veda, was compiled about 5,000 years ago. And there is a verse in Rig Veda. It says, Ekam Satya Vipraha Bahudha Vadanti, which means that God is only one, but people describe him in different forms. Hindus worship God in different forms because we believe that God is in everything and everything is godly. In the beginning, if you remember, me and Rajiv, we bow down to you. We did Namaste to you, which is a gesture to show that the divinity within me is bowing down to the divinity within you. We think that everyone is equal and divinity is within everyone. And it is not just about you and me. The divinity is also in the animals, in the trees, in the plant, in mountains, in the rivers. Everything belongs to God. And that's why you may be surprised when you see some Hindu bowing down to an animal or bowing down to a river, because we believe that we are all part of the divine. We are all connected with each other through a common thread that connects us to God. Hindus also believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means that everyone and everything living on this planet Earth is one family. And this universal brotherhood is the main concept of Hinduism. There are some spiritual gurus. They have said that if you are seeking for God, don't go anywhere outside. Look within yourself, because God resides in each one of us. The awakened ones have said that Aham Brahmasmi, which means that I am thee. And this is this self-realization, this is the absolute truth of Hinduism.
Today we are asked to talk about the 7 commandments. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Although there is no text in Hinduism that discusses this topic directly, but one of the major themes of Hinduism include dharma, which is the code of ethical conduct. In simple terms, dharma is good, noble conduct as acceptable by society. It is also to perform actions that give you joy and pleasure without guilt.
When a Hindu man marries a woman, he vows to treat all the other women as either his mother, sister, or daughter. And this commitment is not only till the person dies, because I don't know if you know this or not, but Hindus believe in rebirth. So this commitment is for this life and the next 6 lives. So it's a commitment for total 7 lives. It's very hard promise to keep, isn't it? Hinduism upholds high morality and ethical behavior for married couples. Both husband and wife, they take vows to remain faithful to each other by man, vachan and karma. Man means thoughts, vachan means your behavior, and karma means your actions. Now, dharma, artha, kama and moksha, these are the 4 pillars of Hinduism. And being faithful through your actions is very important, because if someone cheats somebody, we believe in karma, and karma says that if someone cheats somebody, he or she cannot escape the consequences of bad karma. Karma, as I said, is the law of nature, and this covers everyone. It equally applies to everyone. So for married couple, it is important that they remain faithful and loyal to each other.
Hinduism not only recognizes adultery as a social issue or a sin, it also has the remedy about how you can avoid polluting the mind or thoughts by controlling the sense organ. Our mind is controlled by sense organ through what we see, hear, taste and touch. Yoga and meditation are some of the practices through which you can bring focus inwards and calm down your mind. Controlling the sense organ will allow you to choose wisely those actions which will give you joy without guilt. Anyone whose mind is wavering or attached to the evil thought can benefit from yoga and meditation. Yoga helps us to connect with the divine through self-realization. An awakened mind guards a person from committing any sins.
Being a scout, you all have taken an oath to live a life of morally straight person. And this is nothing different than the 7th commandment or the Sanatan Dharma of Hinduism.
Given this pandemic, we would like to close our talks by saying an eternal prayer of Hinduism, which will help the world and the people for their happiness and their well-being.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Which means, Om, may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace.
Thank you all.
Thank you.